My dear daughter, I decided to write this letter today because mothers spend so much time giving advice, but we rarely slow down to tell our daughters who they really are. And as you know, if I tried to say this out loud at home, I'll probably talk over you or drag 3 strangers into the conversation. You know your mother. I'm the one who walks into a room and finds someone to talk to. In fact, my voice usually enters the room 3 seconds before the whole of me does. Put me in a party full of strangers and I don't see strangers for very long. I see potential friends. My dear daughter, of course, have a slightly different interpretation. Mom, do you actually know everyone here? That is me. Naturally outgoing, sociable, and sometimes overly enthusiastic. To me, friendship has always started very simply. Say hello, start a conversation, find something to talk about, and if the conversation lasts long enough, congratulations, you have a friend. And my dear daughter, sometimes your friends become mine too. You bring them home and I welcome them with open arms. I ask them questions, include them into conversations, and before long, I'm chatting with them as though I've known them for a long time. I'm sure you're wondering whether they came over to see you or me. But my dear daughter, you are different. You are quieter. You observe before you participate, and you listen to the room before you add your voice to it. I see it in the most ordinary moments. I remember being on the train with you when we saw an elderly person standing while someone younger was sitting in the reserved seat fully engrossed in his phone. My instinct, I want to say something. Your instinct, Mom, don't. You were practically trying to hold me back as though I was going to start a diplomatic situation on the train. And then there was a time when I spotted a few men smoking in a clearly non-smoking area. Once again, I was ready to make my opinion known. And there you were, with the expression that said, Mom, don't embarrass us. And perhaps you have to put up with this your entire life. Whenever you're on stage, I'm the mother cheering far too loudly, shouting your name, waving my hands, bringing a banner and clapping like you just won Olympic gold. And I can see you thinking, gosh, please bury me. I suppose that is another way we're different. And I have to admit, there were moments when I wondered, should I remind her repeatedly to stand up for herself? Should I encourage her to be like me? Should I mandate she become a band major, student council, and sign her up for every leadership course available? Because basically, I was trying to turn you into me, which in hindsight was probably a bit ambitious. And then something happened which I always remember. I saw your friends encouraging you to raise your hand and put yourself forward as a student leader. And I watched you listen to them, not me. Your friends, and I was quietly clapping to myself. Not because you have finally done what I wanted you to, but because you have chosen to step forward in your own time, in your own way, with encouragements from friends you trust. And my dear daughter, that's when I realized you were never meant to be a copy of me. And perhaps I have something to learn from you too. I was clearing your room the other day and came across a pile of little notes and handwritten letters from friends of your graduating batch and juniors who loved you deeply. They are a quiet testimony to the way you connect with people. You show up by sitting side by side in comfortable silence or just sharing a quiet walk. You don't make the most noise to make people feel seen. I may walk into a room and make 10 friends, but over the years, some of those friendships have faded. You may walk into a room and make 1 friend, but 20 years from now, that person may still be standing beside you. As I've grown older, I've also come to realize that being surrounded by people isn't the same as being deeply connected to them. Perhaps that's why I'm still here at Toastmasters, still trying to make new friends and still trying to find deeper connections. My dear daughter, I may always be the mom making a scene and showing the world who I really support. But I promise to quiet my own voice when you speak, giving you room to find your own rhythm, passing the microphone from my voice to yours. No, you never have to walk in my footsteps. Sorry. Find your own path and your own voice and your own way of connecting with this world. And if that path takes you somewhere completely different from mine, never mistake my distance for my absence. Know that you never have to become like me. You don't need to shout. You don't need to perform. You just have to be. For every single step of the way, as you seek to discover yourself, please know I will be right here, no matter what it takes, cheering you from the sidelines of your quiet, beautiful life. Love, your mother.